The following documentary is brought to you by Jollywood Studios in association with Imagine This.
Modern life is high speed. There is, however, amongst us another culture, another world, where the American ideals of the slow, simple life have been preserved in undiluted form. It is to this world apart that we now turn our attention.
In America, there are bombs. They are in every state. They are in every community. That same restless spirit subdued the frontiers, tamed the Wild West, lives on in our metropolitan utopias. If only we had eyes to see them. America, I give you the bomb.
The first documented evidence that we find for the existence of bombs in civilized society dates back as far as ancient Mesopotamia, where we find references to undesirables or untouchables on Sumerian tablets found in dried riverbeds, such as the Euphrates.
Well, really, I think it goes hand in hand. You can't have civilization if you don't have that sort of underclass. If you trace the journey of Western civilization across the Eurasian continent, I think you'll find that when we come to a place like Greece or even Rome, where you have a large preponderance of philosophical and scientific knowledge, how do you think that those people have this leisure time to spend? I think it comes back to the fact that somebody has to be doing the work. And this somebody that is doing this work happens to be our bum. The bum created this strata, if you will, undergirding the foundational aspects of this sort of society and made it all possible.
From time immemorial, wherever mankind has pitched his tent, wherever he has found his dwelling place, there also has been the bum. Seen not for what he is, but as the sycophantic offspring of a decadent society, he has often been the butt of cruel jokes. Here is the opinion of a leading dictionary, so-called. Bum, B-U-M, one who sponges off others and avoids work. One who performs a function poorly. He has been called a vagrant. He has been called a tramp, but never has he been appreciated for what he is and what he brings to our lives each and every day.
In the Middle Ages, bomb oppression reached a new level of intensity, where in previous cultures men had been allowed the freedom to lounge about and to express themselves. Arts and sciences, philosophy had flourished. Now, however, we approach a dark time, a dark age in the history of our world, a time when men were driven out in the fields to work like animals, a time when there was no longer an opportunity for self-expression. Beauty and culture failed. Freedom was drawn and quartered, as it were. However, it is in this very same medieval peasant that the spirit of liberty, the spirit of the bum, lived on. Whenever and wherever he could, the peasant would be found snoozing in the fields under the overseer's very nose, or roistering in the taverns and drinking and wenching, or they would throw boisterous country dances in the fields at harvest time. The peasant had no property. He owned nothing. His body was in bondage, but his spirit was free. It was not, however, until the rise of industrialism that we began to see that spirit break free.
With the coming of industrialism, we see a wonderful change starting to seize the minds and imaginations of the Western world. For the first time, you had the bum, who had hitherto been held in subservience out in the fields, free to roam the streets as he once did and live life as he chose to. It was in these industrial paradises that the bum started to come into his own. And also around this time that rumors of a great land to the west, across the ocean, started to trickle. I speak, of course, of the United States of America. Life for the bum here in America has indeed been very good. It wasn't long before the urban metropoli of this country were teeming with the bum and his kind. And it also wasn't long before the attitudes towards the bum's way of life began to change as well. I'm here at the National Archives of Vagrancy. This museum is just a very small example, a for instance, if you will, of the new attitudes that are seizing the popular mind. We now realize that we have known very little about the bum in the past, hence our misunderstandings and prejudices. There is so much more to learn, so little time. But one thing is certain, the bum's future is bright, it is very bright, and what he has found here in the new world, this new acceptance, will only propel him further into the story of humankind.